June 27th, 2020. Three years short of a year ago today. It was a Sunday morning, about 5 o'clock, so just about right now. My father used to go into Cornelius and go to a little breakfast place on weekends. This is after he'd gone through his cancer and he'd beat it. Well, he'd wrecked his pickup literally 5 months to the day before that on his way home from breakfast one Sunday morning. Might have been a Saturday morning. He used to try to go both. You know, the first time he wrecked it, I go back over here. Bottom of the doors caved in. Rock panels caved in. Door still closes after about 3 hours with two of us working on it. We got it fixed so we could drive it again. Second time around hasn't been fixed yet. That Tuesday morning he was supposed to take it in and get the air conditioning compressor changed. And not a whole lot of sense in doing that when you've got a hole in it up here. Broke the radiator tank, which is on the right fender. Obviously you can see there's not much of a grill left. We had to straighten the hood to open it. Hooked a chain to it and hooked it to the skid steer and gave her a few tugs. Actually the radiator I don't think is busted up, but everything else is. It's still sitting here. Still got almost brand new tires on it. It's not that we don't want to drive it, it's a matter of cause and effect. Every time something comes up, we're trying to get it in to get it fixed. And it was going to go in January, February, and well, you all know, most of you know, these things used to sit behind the shop over there on leased ground that we'd leased for over 40 years. Yeah, they're wedged in here. Two of them really need to get cleaned up and put out. It takes time. And, I only work so many hours a day that I can keep my eyes open. But anyway, say he got in a wreck. A friend of ours, he used to deliver fuel to us. He'd have coffee at the same place and happened through an intersection, and he thought, that looks like Dale's pickup. And cop had just got there, and he knew the cop, went to school with him. So he whips around, and oh, hell, it was Dale. Yeah, that is the cop I know. So I get a phone call, and it's Dad's friend Matt saying, hey, your dad's been in a wreck. He's all right. Here he is. And Dad says, well, I done it again. He says, you ain't driving it home this time. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. He says, I'm good. He says, you don't got to worry about coming to get me. He says, Hillsboro Towing's coming to bring the pickup home. I don't know where else to take it. May as well come home. We can figure out what to do with it. Okay. So he gives his phone back to Matt, and Matt says, yeah, he's shook up. He's all right. I'm going to go ahead and take him and have coffee at Mary's and bring him back. Cool, thank you, Matt. 10 minutes later, 15, 20 minutes later, whatever, truck comes in, and it actually got put just about where it is, but backed in until we needed to get it out of the way. Then it sat out here in the neighbors next to where we used to feed off to the side. Well, we had to get it out of there, so Back up there is where it went. They say that was a Sunday. Monday comes and I was trying to cut hay. Actually, hired man had been cutting and he left the tractor set up in the field here at home. Dad gets on his bike and he's headed that direction, and he wasn't getting around good enough to get on the tractor without some help. My wife catches him and says, "Where do you think you're going?" Well, she'd also been using his bike and needed it. "I'm going to go cut hay." And she says, "I think you better rethink that." Well, they got in not a big argument, but just a little one. And he finally says, "What the hell do you want me to do? Just lay down and die?" And she says, "If that's what you want to do." You know she didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Tuesday comes around. Now, I tried to get in and talk to him once in a while, or he'd come out in the shop in the mornings, one way or the other. And I think I went in the house. He was eating breakfast. We talked a little bit. Asked if he's all right. "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." "Are you sure?" "Yeah." I said, "Okay." Wednesday morning rolls around. Mom cleans houses for a few people, and back then she cleaned for, I don't know, 4 or 5 anyway. I think she's down to just 3 now. She gets up in the morning, and he slept in his chair for the last couple of years anyway. He's in his chair asleep. Sometimes that was normal. She gets her feeding done, gets out of the house. She says the light by his chair was on, then it was off. Okay, that's normal. He'd turn it on or off, depending on if he was awake or not. She got home at noon. TV was on. He was asleep. Now, keep in mind, Mom's got Dish Network, so do we. After so long, if you don't do anything with the remote, the dish shuts off. So, I mean, if you got it, you know. She was worried that he was dead when she left, because when she got back, you know, he always woke up, if he was snoozing, he always woke up when she put her lunch dishes away. And he didn't. Actually, the guy we're supposed to bail for today, our little 135 that's up there with the tedder rake on it in the shed, was broke down. And we didn't have the other one at the time, nothing to run that tedder rake on. So we ended up borrowing his little International to put it on. He was here. Him and the hired man were trying to figure out how to get the tedder rake on his tractor. And we ended up having to make a new sway bar and that kind of thing that would fit it. My wife was down the road where we had the cattle. She was spraying down there. Mom calls my wife and says, "You need to come home. I need you here now." "What's the matter, Pat?" "Oh, I need you here now." So Becky calls me and says, "I think something's going on." "Well, you know what?" This is when she gets here. She says, "Your mom says your dad died, but she doesn't know. She doesn't want to go near the body." Yeah, sure enough. I think, by the looks of it, he may have been getting ready to get up and go to the bathroom or something. Who knows? Or maybe he was going to get up and get some more coffee. Yeah, kind of looks like, boom, that was it. Quick and easy. So it was one of those days. And of course, the poor neighbor that we were doing the hay for, he's here in the middle of it. The hired man, he was really scatterbrained, but he'd been scatterbrained anyway. Really haven't seen him since then. He showed up a little bit after Dad passed, and that was it. But this is one of those things right there. Pretty sure Dad would have been proud of this one showing up. He had a couple different staggers that he had kind of half lined up to look at and try to get. And that's, we've always been into, if you can get something really inexpensive that mechanically is well worth doing. And so far, I ain't found nothing wrong with this other than what we know. Worst thing is I still got a tire to change. And not to mention, find some cables. I did identify them. I just got to find a supplier. Or have some made, one or the other. And have the time to get back in here and work on it, because we put hay over here. I can't get in to put hay. Actually, I can, because I come in through there with the bale loader and through this section. I just got to move all this stuff that's kind of in here the wrong direction. So feasibly, I can put hay over here, but I don't want to get too much, because by the time we get hay here, it comes to my foot. Doesn't leave much room to get to the door. So, anyway, I don't even know how long this video is so far. Had to do a little break in the middle. Allergies get a little much once in a while. Anyway, back to my story. So Tuesday evening, Mom's friend, who she runs around with, lives about 70 miles away. They'd been planning a trip to Montana to visit Mom's friend's family and get Mom out of here. And she had called to talk to Mom because the trip was coming up. And Dad answered the phone, and they talked for a little bit. Mom was in the shower, and Dad forgot to tell her that her friend had called, till she called her friend the next day to tell her the news. And Dad had told her friend, I just haven't felt right since the accident. I heard inside, well, why in the hell didn't you tell anybody else? Don't hide that shit. You had so many opportunities. Any one of us would have dropped everything. It's a drive to town. Big deal. So, Mom was going to cancel the trip. We all said no, because he was excited for her to go. So, two ladies who both lost their husbands within a year and a half went on a road trip. They were gone, 2 weeks, I think. We got by. The good thing is, when Dad got sick with cancer, that's when we moved out here. So, we'd already been here for 2 years. So, everything was going here. I was going to let you watch that bird pick on red, but then it gave up. Anyway, bunch of rambling. Reminiscing. I know I've been putting way too many videos up lately. Maybe that's good, maybe it's bad. Y'all keep watching, y'all keep commenting. I appreciate that. I was never going to do one a day, and lately I've been doing 1.5 or 2 a day, I guess today I'll be another with 2, and I can't tell from here if she finished cleaning or not, but the calf's laying in the corner. They were both wandering around a little bit ago. If she's clean, she can get out today, I hope. Like I said, ramble, reminisce. If you think they got an issue, harp on them, take them into the doctor.